After my nihilism miniseries, I want to explore something more deep about how life is. The statement, life is suffering. This statement is one of the most intriguing, most depressing, most true, and most liberating phrases ever developed. Suffering is everywhere in life. To dealing with breakups, to loss of family or friends, to even mental health issues like depression and suicide. Whether you're religious or not, existential questions always seem to ponder on the mind. Why is this happening to me? Why do I have to go through this cruelty? Is the world against me? The decay of happiness in life is driven in large part in our inability to deal and adapt to the ever-changing forces. The realization that what we find good is not going to last forever, and that what is will eventually not be anymore. We will meet people, love them, and lose them. Everyone is going to experience this, and once you realize that, it will help you grow to deal with struggle in the best possible way. The only thing that is static is change. The Buddha illustrated this beautifully. He said, life is suffering, and everything is impermanent and changeable. The famous philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche taught to deal with it by molding your will through embracing suffering. In that way, instead of having resentment and nihilism, you can assume the strongest interpretation to look at any painful situation in a happy light. He outlined a situation called the eternal recurrence. The idea that if an evil demon told you everything that you've been through, the good and the bad, you would go through for eternity. How would you respond? Would you complain how it's unfair, how unfathomable this is? Or would you feel liberation and accept and embrace your fate? Nietzsche says it best, amor fati, love of one's fate. To not want anything different, forward or backward. Not merely loving your destiny, but embracing it. He coined the famous saying, what does not kill you makes you stronger. Albert Camus realized that suicide isn't a response to the absurd, it's a revolt. One that, in the face of realizing the lack of intrinsic value of life and its meaninglessness, we learn to accept and love our situation in its entirety. He outlined this with the myth of Sisyphus. Imagine being sentenced to pushing a rock up a mountain for it to fall back down, repeating this for eternity. What must we do? Keep complaining of the harsh conditions of our situation? No, we must learn to love the rock and embrace the absurdity of the situation. This is the only interpretation that will help us become the hero of the absurdity. Camus says, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. In this series, we will explore different aspects of suffering and struggle, different stories, and hopefully explore to unravel truth that might help you out. So I hope you enjoy.